Britain is the land where everything is policed except crime. So, for example, the Metropolitan Police continue to investigate Cakegate as a series of individual separate parties for which they'll be issuing new distinct fines every 6 weeks or so. Why are they investigating the confessed serial cake addict Johnson as a series of unconnected incidents, unconnected cakes? Do I really need to tell you? Because that way it improves their crime-solving statistics. Otherwise, their conviction rate is not quite statistically undetectable, but it's getting close to it. Here's the most recent numbers. The proportion of all crimes resulting in a charge or summons for England and Wales. These are the official statistics from the Home Office, by the way. You see that purple line sagging down to the bottom right-hand corner? That's the number of crimes that end in a charge or summons. Not necessarily a conviction, just a charge, just a court appearance. That's down to 7%. And that's why the Met investigates every slice of Johnsonian cake as a separate incident, because it means one stretch of a small side street in Whitehall has a 100% crime clear-up rate, and that dramatically improves the statistics for the rest of Southwest 1. But otherwise, just 7% of crimes get to a charge or summons. So if you're watching an old movie or TV show and Dixon of Dock Green tells the young scallywag that crime doesn't pay, in England and Wales it most certainly does pay. It's got a 93% chance of paying for you very handsomely, so go for it. Now you see that red line, by the way, back on that graph, rocketing up to the top right of the graph. Can we put the graph back up here? That line rocketing up to top right. Is it coming? I think it's coming. Anyway, there's a big red line there, way above there. You see the 7%, the purple line at the bottom, that's the lousy rate of crimes ending in a charge. And that big red line up at the top, if you're thinking that's something the police can actually do and have a terrific rate, what's it getting up to there? Getting close to 27%? No, actually, that's what they call evidential difficulties, where the victim doesn't want to press charges. And very conveniently for the United Kingdom's useless plods, it seems that more and more victims don't want to go to court. That rather overlooks, however, the amount of persuasive evidence that both coppers and prosecutors lean on victims to decide against pressing charges. We've discussed it on this show in relation to Sir Jimmy Savile, OBE, KCSJ, back when he was alive and there were witnesses willing to testify against him. But it goes on every day in far less famous cases. Samina Halliwell and her family went to Liverpool police, Merseyside police, I think they're called this week, Merseyside police, to report her rape and 3 beatings by an older boy at school. The police advised her not to go to trial, and now she can't because 12-year-old Samina took a bottle of pills and killed herself. So she's up in that red line of evidential difficulties with Sir Jim's accusers and many others. COVID has made the police worse, not just because they got used to an easy life of hectoring grannies lingering too long on park benches or sending half a dozen officers to break up Uncle Fred sitting with 2 of his mates in the garden, but because that took up what little time they used for investigating real crime. So, for example, the median time to lay a charge in a rape case in England and Wales has increased 7-fold, from 70 days pre-COVID, that's a little over 2 months, to 465 days. That's over a year and a quarter. Only 3% of sexual offences result in a charge or summons. So if your tastes run to sexual assault, well, Her Majesty's Constabulary are most unlikely to trouble you. We now learn that the inert British police have a new tool, so-called community resolution. All you have to do is admit you did it and say you're sorry. That's it. According to the Daily Mirror, 870 sex offenders have been the beneficiaries of community resolution. They said they were sorry about the rape, and the police said, "Thanks, mate, that's all we need." The sorry card applies not only to rape of grown-ups, but to child rape. Durham, Cheshire and Nottinghamshire constabularies use community resolution for the rapes of girls under 13. Norfolk did likewise for the rape of a young boy. The biggest use of community resolution, 78 cases, was by South Yorkshire Police. That's right, the fellows who turned a blind eye to Rotherham's so-called grooming gangs, decade in, decade out. And you know, by the way, South Yorkshire Police have actually said to us that none of these community resolutions under their aegis was for rape, but they've declined to answer what they actually were for. We tried to get an answer. We're going to keep trying to get an answer out of them on that. You know the best part, though, about admitting to raping a 12-year-old girl or a 7-year-old boy under this system? You don't get a criminal record. Hallelujah! Pop the champagne. Break out the cake. Oh, no, sorry. Wait, that one the coppers take seriously. Let me know what you think. GBViews at gbnews.uk.